All right, well, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin. We are always here on this channel helping you to live better, love better, and be better. And I'm joined by my amazing pal. Can I say that? No.
Sure, pal.
Right. You'll get that in a moment if you haven't watched it yet. But my amazing wife, Tarsha, who joins me on all of these videos as we do recap, reaction, and reviews of Married at First Sight Season 12, Atlanta.
Yeah, my amazing husband.
Atlanta. All right. So.
I miss.
Yeah, so listen, first of all, if this is your first time here, welcome to the family. Welcome to the group.
Back.
If you've been here for a while, awesome. We appreciate you coming back. We appreciate all the comments, but hit that subscribe button. Hit the notifications, hit the likes. We appreciate and value all of those. All right, you ready to jump into it?
Jump in.
Let's go. All right, let's go with the easy one, the easy couple, Vincent and Briana.
Oh,
Their
love remind me of my uncle.
Okay.
I mean, he looks a lot like my uncle.
Okay.
My daddy's side of the family.
All right. Okay. I'm not denying that. That's what you're talking about, but okay. Cool.
So they're doing great.
They are doing very well.
You know, they're in love. They're throwing the L word around. Mm-hmm. They're making themselves a happy home.
He figured out how to open a bottle without spilling it.
Hey, do what you do.
Hey, but I mean, like I said, they are
progressive.
I've been predicting them for a while that they would probably move forward.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
And it's a 1 month anniversary, or can we call it anniversary? 1 month anniversary.
I guess.
They've been together for a month, so...
Hey, they made it a month.
Hey, some couples aren't doing it that way.
No, they're not. I mean, you gotta appreciate what you have, and I think they're taking advantage of the time and being with the counselors, you know, everyone coming in, the experts, kind of showing them the way, trying to lighten up a little bit.
Right.
You know, obviously, marriage is a lifestyle and not a trend. So... they have a lot to grow into. Right.
So I'm still good with them. Still think they're on track. Yeah. I don't have any questions, concerns, or
unless some just majorly come out of the blue.
Unless one of them lose their mind real quick, I think that they're good. I think they'll be fine. Yeah. All right. From really easy to struggle, let's go with Jacob and Haley.
Yeah.
Or awkward, I should say, because they're more awkward than anything.
You were saying they were awkward from the very beginning. Jacob had something that triggered him.
Right.
So the wedding book triggered him.
Yes.
And he was like, this chick didn't like me from the beginning. I'm looking at the photos. I'm seeing that she was never really attracted with me in the start. Right. And he's kind of putting like 2 and 2 together. And he pretty much was like, you know what? I got 4 weeks and I'm out.
Yeah, because, you know, they start off, in the episode, they do a tarot card reading, right?
Yes.
And the tarot card reader, specialist, whatever she is, she does accurately say it. I don't think you need tarot cards to read that, but she does talk about how there's awkwardness and she's holding back and all this stuff. You could
being controlling.
Listen, the tension between them, I think, is just very palpable. I think it's very easy to pick up on.
It's very easy to pick up on. I think Jake has been very realistic. He has spoke his truth.
Yes.
And I don't know if she's been really true to herself. Right. Guess what? Some people you just never gonna like. You are never gonna be friends. Right. There's never gonna be attraction. And I think the quicker she can come to that conclusion that there just wasn't a good match after all, and she chooses not to allow him to be a match. Because marriage is a choice. Right. And it's okay.
Right. And I think it is more at this stage that she's choosing to not allow or entertain.
Correct.
Because he brings up the point, he's like, you know, even when we just hug, you have this exasperated sigh. And she's like, well, you know, because it always leads to touching. He's like, it's a hug.
I thought that was funny.
She's like, but, you know, it's touching. You hug strangers.
And you're happy.
And you're okay. Well, I won't see them again. Cool. In 4 weeks, we won't see each other either. Listen, Jacob got all of my respect. Or Jacob, he got a lot of my respect then.
I respect him.
I think he's making the effort.
He's making the effort. He's very straightforward. And some people don't like you being... I prefer you to be straightforward with me any time of the day. I don't have to try to figure out and read you.
Right.
So I appreciate him being straightforward. He is quirky. He has a very dry sense of humor.
Very.
And so if you don't get that, you don't get that. Some people feel like, oh, I can figure anyone out. Some people are not made to be figured out.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's a very good reader of people.
And especially at this stage, I mean, we're a month in.
You would have known if you really care for this person, you know, different things. And supposedly her effort is not going to work.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Just move on.
It is what it is.
Hey, make the best 4 weeks of it. Yep. Like say, hey, we're gonna both give up, but can we enjoy the 4 weeks since we're in this place? Let's have some fun. Let's hang out.
Right.
Let's see if we can meet some people.
Yeah, I mean, you got any friends that might be a fit? I got any friends that might be a fit? Because this ain't it.
This ain't it.
Now, in the previews, it does look like they at least are enjoying each other's company.
Sure, which is fine.
So we don't know. You know, of course, they like to play that up. We'll see. I still am not. I don't have high hopes for them long term. So
I wouldn't bet a child on it.
Yeah. not that we bet children on anything.
But I'm just saying. But I had the better life.
That's a weird one to say. And I wouldn't bet a child on
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so far-fetched that they will be together that I refuse to bet my child's life that they will be together.
Listen, especially in the day of stimulus checks, I ain't betting no children on nothing.
Up.
All right.
I want all my checks.
I want all my
all my tax returns.
All my stimmies. All right. Erik and Virginia.
You want to talk about something awkward? I feel like they're awkward. I'm feeling for her, boy. I mean, she seems so stressed out. Poor child.
She's stressed out when Erik and Virginia. She's stressed out when she doesn't have a bottle in her hand. That's what's stressful for her.
No, she always gets a bottle, so she ain't stressful over that.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, but I can't stand someone who's threatening me, I'm gonna leave, or if we don't do it this way, right. Or you ain't gonna have me. Yeah.
So they get into this big argument over where they're gonna live after this whole experiment is over, right? Mm-hmm. And so he just, of course, because he is taking on the father figure and tries to take on the daddy role in everything, and like he's like training her. It's like that's really, he's like, you know, I know what it's like, I know what it takes to because I've lived with someone, so he keeps kind of throwing that in her face, right? And so he comes off as this expert on the relationship, and it's like, dude, you're figuring this out just like she is. So he assumes that they're just going to live in his place and in his bachelor pad, and she's like, I don't know that I feel comfortable because I've got dogs, I've got this, you know, let's find our place. And that's really what you would think would be the hope, is that let's find, instead of his place, her place, let's find our place. And he basically is like, well, if you don't come with me, you're done. That's it. We're over. Mm-hmm. So it's like, dude.
Ultimatums.
Right. He loves to give ultimatums, which is never great in a relationship. It's never good to give ultimatums, right?
No, I mean, I want that to become the topic. Why do every time I say something, it's just straight, it's not going to be that way, or you're leaving,
right? Or
this is over,
right?
I don't feel like those are, to me, they're just very distasteful when we're talking about statements. And then she was like, why can't we come to a compromise, you know? And he was like, oh, well, we're just going to stay at our place, where she's giving very valid reasons why she doesn't want to stay there. He's like, well, we can stay at my place, you know. Well, I don't want to mortgage. Well, you can resolve that. We talked about that. I was like, well, rent it out.
Right.
You know, if you don't want to get rid of it and you're still trying to figure out if this is going to work out, why don't you just rent it out for 6 months, a year lease? You know, you can find someone. Right. Or other flight attendants. There's always people coming out, Airbnb. There's something you can do where that was going to take care of the mortgage.
That's a true compromise.
That's a true compromise.
And not my way of compromising is you do what I want to do.
Right.
or that's it. That's not a compromise, right?
That's not attractive.
So, they do celebrate their 1 month anniversary as well. Right. Which everyone pretty much is doing this.
Oh yeah,
this
everyone's
episode.
doing it, trying to reminisce of the first time they met.
Right. They see the pictures,
get those
the videos,
and know why they're connected.
Now they give, and we talked
about.
They give the worst gifts to each other.
I will not wrap myself up with anything with a face on it.
Yeah. So she gives him a big blanket that has a picture of her and her dog on it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And then he gives her a picture
coordinates
of where they got married.
Right.
Which if that's something that you have as a couple for you all have in your house, okay. And I get it because he's a pilot, so I get that.
Right.
You were saying it probably would have been a better gift from her to him.
Because
he is a pilot. He would get it. She's looking at it like, is this his PIN number? Is this his social security number? She's literally sitting there trying to figure out what it is. And then she has this. Right. So bad gifts, horrible gifts.
Yeah. And
of course, she has a bottle to drink as well. All right. Yeah. Cause they land and she immediately is like, they sit down. All right. You going to open that? you going to, so yes. All right. Who else we have?
Some way to get through her marriage.
Listen, and now we might see why she's drinking the way she is. It might not just be...
She might be stressed.
It might be the stress of what's happening off camera, because if he's this way on camera, it's possible. And we see in the trailer that it seems like there's some things starting to come out where she's like, she's done.
She's bubbling.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm still...
you think they're gonna make it?
I was on the fence with them. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It depends on how badly she wants to be married.
Oh.
Because in my opinion, she's putting up with things that I don't know that other folks would put up with. You know what I'm saying? Right. For example, you wouldn't put up with me telling you, well, you're gonna stay at my place or we're done. You'd be like, okay, deuces.
Hey, have at it by yourself.
So it depends on how badly she wants to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. And then Ryan and Clara.
Yeah. Somebody help her. To me, I think she needs to follow the expert's opinion. Mm-hmm. She's not being honest about what she needs. Mm-hmm. And with her not being honest, she looks stressed out. She looks stressed. Like, if I don't
to the point where they're out with Erik and Virginia. Ryan and Clara go out to lunch with Erik and Virginia. And she literally is just sitting there like, look, something got to shift. Because she's looking... And because Erik and Virginia are so, we're in love. Oh, it's been great. She's like, okay, good for y'all.
Good for y'all.
That ain't my experience.
That's not my experience.
So she's frustrated.
Oh, she's very frustrated. And I don't know how much off of the camera she's been sharing with him about how she's feeling or what her needs are, and him reciprocating, those needs. My understanding, she said other things, and he seems able to help her in those areas.
Right.
So I am still on the fence of trying to figure out what's going on. You go 2 years being in a relationship and you don't tell that person of 2 years that you love them. And then now you can't figure out why you can't have sex without the word love. Right. But so I don't know. To me, it just need to be a heart to heart. I need to figure out what's going on and see if we can move forward. Because it seems like all the other elements are there.
Right.
But for some reason, they're stuck in this area. Yeah,
and then she really almost has not a meltdown, but she gets frustrated because he makes the statement. They're talking and on their 1 month anniversary date, and she asks him, what's been the greatest part of this whole process? It takes him a while to come up with the answer. And he gives his response, and then he says something to the effect of what? Thanks, pal. Yeah. He calls her pal, which she was like, cringe, right? Because it feeds into the whole thing of, are we moving forward?
Are we
just in the friend zone, kind of where we are?
Friends with benefits.
So that'll be the thing to keep watching with them, is can Ryan get over this hurdle and get over this hump?
Yeah.
And can Clara get some?
Yeah. I hope she does. I mean, she married, Lord Jesus.
Right.
You can't even get it when you're married. That's a hard life
the
right
Bible
there.
even tells you don't withhold.
It said don't withhold.
Unless y'all agree on it. So
she ain't agreed on it.
No, she's not in agreement on it.
She ain't in agreement.
All right, and then everybody's favorite couple.
Chris and Paige.
Yes. So they meet up to play basketball, which just to me felt awkward because she's trying to at least show up for their play dates.
Yes.
But it just felt like he just was like, oh, I got the cameras. I'm going to show that I can play a little ball. And she's just like, this isn't my thing, but because it's your thing, I'm going to at least be involved with it. Which in marriage, in relationships, you do stuff that maybe you're not. I mean, there are times where you jumped on and played, video games with me for a while, right?
Yeah.
That's not your thing.
That's not my thing.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't hold you to it, right?
You haven't done it since.
I haven't done it since because
no, I haven't done it since.
And I haven't asked you to since, right?
No.
So
you never asked me.
Right, that's right. I didn't ask you. You just thought it was like, but you took that interest because that was something that I was interested in. Cool. But it just felt awkward for them. It just felt like
it looked awkward.
It looked awkward. Yes.
I mean, she's trying. This is the only way he communicates is in person and in dates.
Well,
so
that's what he says this time, right? That's what he says.
He said that when she asked him to call her, and he was like he couldn't commit to the call, but he could commit to going out. Remember that?
Right. That's what he said then.
Right.
But then later on in the episode, when they have their blow up,
right. Oh, it's because he's calling and she ain't picking up.
And so he doesn't talk like that we'll talk about his communications. So let's kind of stay on the basketball. And then she asked him about him being engaged twice. Right?
Yeah.
And the look on his face was like, oh, dang, you know about that too, huh?
Yep.
So she's bringing out things that I like. These are things that maybe I should have known. This, she's like, we're having these conversations. These are conversations that I should have had with you day 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, to get to know you.
Not a month now. I'm trying to get to know a stranger. And then when Paige goes out to lunch with the other girl, she makes to me she has a what's the word I'm looking for?
Epiphany.
Yeah, she has an epiphany where she says, she's wondering, has she fallen in love with the idea of marriage? And I would say, we both kind of said, yes, hallelujah, praise God. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. I mean, because everyone's love the idea of marriage, the wedding, everything's on you, and your perfect day, and blah, 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 and I get it from the sense of wanting to find love and have companionship. But when we just get caught up on what we see others have,
right,
only from the perspective of that great moment or that time that you get to see into someone else's life and they're having a good moment, you're like, oh, I don't want that. But with that, it just comes so much.
Right.
And you give up a lot to become married.
Absolutely.
And I tell people all the time, I never pressure singles when I have single friends. I tell them, enjoy being single.
Listen.
Live your life. Live it up everywhere you want to go. Everything you want to do. Well, I don't have anyone. Go with someone. Go with a group of people. Meet new people. I try never pressure my single friends to get married or find anyone. I always tell them to just live your best life, and that time will come.
And let me say this, because even those that are in the church, let's just say we've made marriage kind of the goal, and that's not really it.
And it's not the goal.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Again, if you're single, enjoy your singlehood.
Being single.
Take yourself out for a great meal. Look,
Movies.
we love Ruth's Chris. Treat yourself to Ruth's Chris, whomever it might be.
Okay.
Enjoy your singleness, and then when the person comes along, enjoy that.
Yeah.
But don't feel like you have to get married.
Yeah, because I think that's the problem with a lot of people. It's just like it has to happen within this time frame.
Right.
It has to happen at this time, and for her having that revelation, it's easier for her to let go because she said it. It's about me choosing myself.
Right.
Yes, that's the other thing. Her making the decision to choose herself.
Yes.
Choose herself to live, to be happy, to enjoy her life, and not to be, this person I feel like trying to control her life, wants to control her life, but not be added to his life.
Right.
So I'm thankful that it's hard that she had to learn it through this.
Yes.
But I think when she comes to her next relationship, I think she'll be stronger, and I think she'll find that right person because she knows everything she wants.
Right.
We so focus on what we want, we should think backwards. Think about all the stuff you don't want. What are your deal breakers?
Yes.
Stuff that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
What are the deal breakers? And kind of go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, because then they do meet up. Paige and Chris do meet up again outside of the basketball.
Yeah.
And they play pool. And again, his narcissism is really definitely on display every time, right? But then they have this conversation. So you hear kind of the aside where he's like, she's attractive, she's got a great body, I'm liking getting to know her. And then she's, they're talking and he's basically blaming her and her communication for all their issues. And he's like, I called you and you didn't respond. That feels like rejection to me. Well, dude, you done put her through hell.
Right.
So if she's not quick to return your call.
Right. At your beck and call.
Then yeah.
Right.
That's you're going to have to get over that.
Right. Because she was saying like, I was out with my mother.
Right.
And I was spending time with my family. Remember, you decided a long time ago not to be at the place with me,
right,
not to share the home with me and move in with me. You decided a long time ago you were picking your baby mama.
So now you're not even boyfriend privilege.
Right.
You are acquaintance privilege,
right,
trying to work to these other things.
Right.
So I don't run and pick up the phone for acquaintances.
Right.
I don't do that. Right. And so she brings up, she says, look, and then when we're here, you don't talk. When we're face to face, you don't talk.
Exactly.
And so then now it's, well, I'm a phone call guy. I talk on the phone more than I do here because on the phone we can talk without the cameras, and now with the cameras I don't talk. Dude.
Again, he does what he does best, is to be confusing. And so he's being himself. And to me, it's just like, when is it going to get old? Because it got old for me 4 episodes in.
It got old. Yeah, it got old.
It got old quick.
The moment they announced the baby mama, the first one as far as where he got eaten by a bear, where he disappeared for, remember she said she didn't know if he got eaten by a bear. And then he also blames her and says that she's not meeting his emotional needs. Right.
I'm like, what? I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, you know what? This is what I'm saying. You give this person.
All right, she's clapping. You clapping. Go ahead.
You trying to give this person a chance over and over again, and this is how they come back at you. It's just like you put so much energy you're giving out to this person that does not deserve your energy.
Right.
And
absolutely.
He making me exert my energy, and I'm not married to the dude. And so I'm trying to stay calm because I'm like, I'm not trying to feed my energy into who he is.
Right.
But it's unfortunate that she's the one that's getting treated this way. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, yeah, it's the grief of like losing the image of finding the right one. Yeah. The image of what you want in God's sight as your commitment. The image of being the wife. The image of having this husband. You have to grieve that process.
Right.
So I get that she's upset and she's hurt, but at the same time, baby girl gonna live.
You're gonna be all right, Paige.
She's gonna make it.
Be all right.
I'm thinking there's a nice man out there that's maybe looking at this. Maybe a woman's looking at this and say, "Hey, there's this girl out in Atlanta who would be perfect."
Yep.
She's gonna find the right one. It's just not.
But this dude ain't it.
No.
Not at all.
Close.
All right. And so Chris basically breaks it off.
Yeah.
Like I just can't deal with this. I don't know why they dude.
Bye. Bye.
It's breaking off what was already broken off a while ago. All right. So that's it pretty much for this episode, this one. In the previews, we see some things start to, again, take place. Clara and Ryan do some tantric yoga, which hopefully will help to give a release of some.
You know how I feel about the tantric yoga?
Listen. All right.
And
let's move.
There's another couple workout.
Amen. All right. Yeah, let's move on past that. So you have that happening. It looks like Chris tells his mama that he's getting a divorce, and the mama looks like she's about to pull out a belt on him. And then, we see Erik and Virginia. Virginia seems to be like, look, I've reached my boiling point. So we'll see a lot of things to watch out for. We're really at the halfway mark, but I think it'll probably go a little faster from here because there's so much that's already happened. We've got 4 weeks left in their relationships.
They have 4 weeks. So what? Is it 4 episodes? 4 or 5 episodes?
I don't know, something like that. Yep. So we'll see how that goes. But again, let us know your predictions. Let us know your thoughts. Appreciate all of our faithful viewers. All of you guys that have been watching, we value you. Let us know in the comments what you think. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we will see you again next time. Have a great one.
Bye.